Hi everyone, how are you? So, today we're going to continue with the second video of unit number 4. Okay, in this part of the lesson, we're going to be talking about past events and talking about trips. Right, so those are the two topics of this lesson. Talk about past events, so things that happened in the past, of course, and to talk about trips. So, the first part is a matching activity, right? And this is vocabulary for things for a trip. So answer these questions. How often do you travel? Of course, not now during this pandemic, right? But before that, how often do you travel? Maybe to see your family or for vacations, right? Do you go on business trips? Business, right? If you work, maybe. If you're a student, business trips are not very common, right? Do you like flying or driving or maybe taking the train? I like flying. I really like driving, but I don't really like taking the train, right? Too many people, at least for me. So now, match the things we see on this picture with the words that we have here, right? So you can see that each object has a number, right? So try to write the correct number next to the object. Pause the video, right? So we can check. Are you ready? So let's see.
Track 47.
1,
Keys.
2. Address book. 3,
Toothbrush.
4. Passport. 5,
Comb.
6. Mobile. 7,
Map and directions.
8. Tickets. 9,
Pen.
10. Sunglasses. 11,
Money.
12. Driving license.
Okay, so very good. Now, where do you think this person is going? If you take a look at what are the things he's taking or she's taking with him or her, right? Where do you think this person is going? Is he or she going on vacation? Or do you think it is a business trip? Business, probably, right? And do you think this person is traveling by train? Maybe he's flying, right? Because we can see passport, right? And the tickets. So probably that person is flying, right? Um, he or she can also drive when he is there, right? Because here we can see a driving license, right? Do you think he or she is going to stay for a long period of time? Probably not, right? So because we have a few personal items like a toothbrush and a comb, but nothing else, right? He has directions, so probably that this is the first time that this person is traveling to that place. Very good. Now try to think of these three different situations. When you go out for an evening with friends, maybe to a friend's house, right? Or to a party or whatever. When you go to university in this case, and when you go away for a week on vacation. Try to make a list of things you take with you when you do these three different things. Try to write between 10 and 15 items for each case, right? So For example, when you go to university, you take with you your laptop or some notebooks, pens, right? Money, your students' cards, and so on and so forth. Okay, so try to write your own lists for these three different situations, right? Now, what things do you sometimes forget when you go out or travel? That's something very common, right? So making a list may help you to not to forget things when you are going out. Now, we're going to do a listening activity now. We're going to listen to Sang-mi, right? She, Sang-mi, and she's talking to Mick, which is her assistant, right? And they're talking about a business trip. So Sang-mi works for an engineering company in Seoul, Korea, and she travels a lot in her job. So there she has her assistant, right? And what you have to identify is where does she plan to go, right? What is going to be her next trip, and what day does she plan to come back? All right. With the same listening, try to write down 3 things that Mick gives to Sang-mi for her trip. So 2 activities, just 1 listening. If you want to listen again, after we listen, you can pause the video and go back as you wish, all right?
Track 48.
Here's your ticket.
Thanks, Mick. Did you call Mr. Donovan's office?
Yeah, I did. His assistant will meet you at the airport in Seattle tomorrow evening and take you out for a meal.
Oh, right. And did you get some US dollars for me?
Yes, the money's in the packet with the tickets.
Oh, great, thanks. What time's the meeting with Mr. Donovan on Friday?
I'm not sure, sorry. But he sent these directions to the office.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Mick. I'll see you next Thursday.
Bye. Good luck with Mr. Donovan.
Okay, so where does she plan to go? To the USA, right? Especially to Seattle, right, in the USA. And what day does she plan to come back? She says, I will see you next Thursday, right? So on Thursday, she will be back from her trip. Very good. Now, pause the video and listen again if you need, right? Because we're going to check the second activity. It says, write down 3 things that Mick gives Sang-mi for her trip. So the first thing he says, right, is that he is going to give her money, right? US dollars, because she is going to need, of course, US money to buy things there, right? What else? The tickets. Very good. He also said that he has the tickets for Sang-mi to fly. And the last things are the directions, right? So Mr. Donovan, the man that Sang-mi is meeting in the United States, he has written some directions to help Sang-mi find the office, right? So those are the 3 things that he gives her for her trip. Money, US dollars, the tickets for the flight, and the directions written by Mr. Donovan. Very good. Now, we're going to listen to another conversation between Sang-mi, but in this case, it's going to be with Mr. Donovan, right? They are already in Seattle, so we're going to decide if these statements are true or false, all right? So let's listen and do the exercise here. True or false?
Track 49. Hello, Mr. Donovan. It's very nice to meet you.
And you too, Mrs. Bourne. How was your flight?
It was very good, thank you. Very comfortable.
And did you find the office okay?
Yes, thanks. Your directions were very good.
What did you think of the restaurant? It's one of my favorite places.
It was great, thank you. We had a lovely meal.
Good. Good, so no problems then?
No, everything's fine.
Good. Then let's have a coffee and get started.
Okay, so let's check your answers. Number 1 says, Sang-mi's flight was very comfortable. That is true, right? She said that it was a very good flight. The office wasn't very easy to find. False, right? She said it was easy to find. Mr. Donovan's directions weren't very good. False. She says that they were very good, right? That is why the office was easy to find, right? And Sang-mi enjoyed the meal in the restaurant. True, right? So we can assume that this was a very good trip, right? So she says a lot of positive things about the experience she's had. Very good. Now we're going to listen to Sang-mi having a similar conversation with her husband, Tom, right? So we're going to again read these statements and we're going to identify if now they're actually true or if they are false. All right, so let's listen.
Track 50. Hi, Tom, it's me.
Hi, Sang-mi. Is everything okay?
Yeah, fine. But I forgot my sunglasses and my toothbrush.
Ah,
So, how are you?
fine. Did you have a good journey?
No, I didn't. You know I hate flying.
So, what did you do last night?
I went out for dinner with some of Mr. Donovan's colleagues.
Did you have a good time?
Well, they were very nice, but I didn't really like the restaurant.
Oh dear. And what about the meeting with Mr. Donovan?
Well, I couldn't find the office. I didn't understand his directions at all, but the meeting went well. I have a new client.
That's great, Sang-mi.
Okay, so now we know that maybe she was saying all of those positive things because she wanted a new client, right? Because Sang-mi's flight was very comfortable. Now she says that that is false, right? She doesn't like flying. The office wasn't very easy to find. True, right? She spent a lot of time looking for the office because the directions that Mr. Donovan wrote weren't very good. That is true again. Sang-mi enjoyed the meal in the restaurant. Well, she says that the colleagues were very nice, but she didn't like the restaurant. So now we know that Sang-mi is a bit a liar, right? For convenience, because she wanted a new client. Let's continue. Very good. Now, we're going to now study past simple, right? The last video was about past simple as well, but we only talked about verbs, regular verbs and irregular verbs. Now, in this opportunity, we're going to be talking about past simple, positive, negative, and questions, and how you can create questions in the past simple. All right, so match the questions and answers from Sang-mi's conversation. So this is the first exercise. We have 4 questions and of course 4 different answers. So try to match them with the correct response. So number 1 says, what did you do last night? The answer is C. I went out for dinner. What did you do last night? I went out for dinner. Number 2. What did you think of the restaurant? It was great. Eat, the restaurant, right? It was great. Thank you. We had a lovely meal. Number 3. Did you have a good journey? Did you have a good journey? No, I didn't. You know I hate flying. Did you find the office okay? Yes, thanks. Your directions were very good. Excellent. Now, pay attention to the way these questions are written. So we have number 1 and number 2 start with a W question, what? And then we have auxiliary for the past, did and did. But these questions just start with this. And if you pay attention to the answers, you're going to notice that question number 3 and question number 4 are answered with yes or no, right? So we say, did you have a good journey? No. Did you find the office okay? Yes. But in the cases of number 1 and number 2, if I say, what did you do last night? I cannot say, yes. What did you do last night? Yes. No, right? We have to give more information, right? I went out for dinner. It was great. Thank you. We had a lovely meal, right? Now, did is the only auxiliary we use in the past. And the same as the present simple, we only use auxiliaries to write questions and negatives or short answers, right? So in this case, we have, of course, 4 different questions, and in all cases, we're going to use the auxiliary did, right? And we are going to use didn't for negations, right? But for the rest of them, no necessity to use auxiliaries. Now, the other thing that you have to pay attention is that the same as the present simple, when we use the auxiliaries, we are going to use the verbs in affirmative, in infinitive, I'm sorry. What did you do last night? What did you think of the restaurant? Did you have a good time or a good journey? And did you find the office okay? So, giving you as an example, the question number 3, I'm sorry, we know that the past of had, have, is in infinitive and the past is had, right? This is the past. But when we have the auxiliary did, we say, did you have a good time? This is correct. We don't say, did you had a good time? This is incorrect, right? This is incorrect. So when we use the auxiliary, the verb that goes after that, in this case of a question, is going to be in infinitive. There's no need to use 2 verbs in the past, right? This auxiliary is all we need to make sure that we're using the correct tense. Now, let's have a look at the box below, right? And complete the questions and answers in the table with did or didn't, right? Differently from present simple, did is the only auxiliary we need for I, you, we, they, he, she, and it. We don't have a different auxiliary for different subjects. It's just one auxiliary. So we say, what did you do last night? I went out for dinner. So this is a question with question word. So we say I went. In this case, we're going to use the verb in past, only in this one. I went out for dinner. Then we have question, did you have a good time? Negative, well, I didn't like the restaurant. I didn't like the restaurant. Negative. Then we have, did you have a good journey? And here we have short answers. Yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Yes? So now, let's try to do some exercises. We go to page 136, right, to check some explanations and some exercises. Okay, so here we have it. Now, first of all, you have to know when we're going to use past simple, in which occasions. So, pay attention to this time, right? Timeline. Here we have now the present, and everything behind is the past. We use the past simple to talk about events, right, that are in the past and finish. So something that happened in the past and now there's no impact, right? Nothing happened. So Pavel made the steering wheel in 1972. So something that started and finished in the past, right? Just at a specific time, 1972. My family moved from Nigeria to Scotland when I was 5. So at that specific moment when I was 5, my family moved, right? Just the action. And then here we have a longer period of time, but that took place in the past as well. I lived in France for 3 years. So, do I live in France still in the present? No, right? I lived in France for 3 years, but now I don't live in France anymore, right? So, past simple for things that happen at specific times in the past. The form, well, I, you, he, she, it, we, and they all have the same past simple form. For positive, we use positives, we use the verb right in the past tense, regulars or irregulars. For negations, we use the auxiliary didn't and the verb in its infinitive form, right? I didn't go to the cinema last night. Didn't went, that's incorrect. We didn't move to Scotland. Didn't moved, right, wrong. And for questions, we have auxiliary, subject, and verb. Did you go to the cinema last night? Did you move to Scotland? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Some past simple verbs are regulars, right? And they end in ed, like moved or listened or liked. And some verbs are irregular. Go and went, make and made, buy, bought, have, and had. You can see irregular verbs on page 160, and I uploaded a separate list on the Aula Virtual so you can have a look at it as well, right? Now, let's do this exercise. It says, complete the conversations with did or didn't, right? So pause the video now, do the exercises, and then in a few minutes for you, we're going to check. So let's see. Number 1. This is a question. So, did you have a nice weekend? Well, no, I didn't. It was terrible. Number 2. When did you buy that mobile phone? I didn't buy it. My sister gave it to me. 3. Did you see your family last weekend? Yes, I did. We had a great time. 4. How much did your laptop cost? I didn't pay a lot, about $150. I bought it from a friend. 5. Who did you see at the party? I didn't go. I stayed at home. 6. Did you like the film? Well, the story was okay, but I didn't like the actors. 7. Did you call the hotel? Yes, I did, and I got directions from them. 8. Did you go out last weekend? No, I didn't. I didn't have time. I was really busy. So, did you have them all correct? Very good. Now let's go back to do one last activity. So now, remember I told you we had 2 different types of questions. Questions that start with did as an auxiliary, yes or no questions, and questions that start with a question word. What, when, where, which, right? How much, how many, and so on. Now, put the words in order to make some questions in the past tense. Pause the video and do the exercise. So, are you ready to check? Number 1. Did you have a good weekend? Did you have a good weekend? Number 2. What did you do at the weekend? What did you do at the weekend? See, question word, auxiliary, subject, and verb. 3. Where did you go on Saturday? 4. Did you go out last night? Did you go out last night? 5. What time did you get up this morning? What time did you get up this morning? 6. Did you watch TV this morning? Did you watch TV this morning? 7. What did you have for breakfast? 8. What time did you go to bed last night? Right? Remember that the structures of questions are always the same. We have question words, then auxiliaries, subjects, main verb, complements, and time expressions usually go at the end, like at the weekend, on Saturday, last night, this morning, last night, right? Very good. And now, which of these questions are yes or no? Number 1, right? So we say, did you have a good weekend? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Number 4, did you go out last night? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. And number 6, did you watch TV this morning? Yes, I did. No, I didn't, right? The other questions require a bit more of information. So if you say, what did you have for breakfast? Yes, I did. It doesn't make any sense, right? So in that case, I would have to answer, I ate, the past of eat, I ate a toast and a yogurt, maybe, right? Those are the ones that require more information. Now, if you have any questions, as always, you can write me back, and I will leave you some exercises on our virtual classroom so you can check it as well. So, take care, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.